All right, folks, it's officially week 16 of the National Football League season, so we are just 2 weeks away from playoff time. So, obviously, there's a lot of teams still in contention. We officially have 4 teams who have punched their tickets to postseason: Patriots, Raiders, Cowboys, and Seahawks. So, obviously, there are still 8 more slots open, and about only 20 teams fighting for those remaining slots. So, should be interesting, especially over the upcoming week. Because we got some Christmas games, which is awesome. I love doing that. All right, so Thursday night we've got the Giants taking on Philadelphia. The Giants are a 2.5-point favorite. The over/under is 41.5. Yeah, I feel pretty confident giving them to the Giants. I think they'll get it by at least a touchdown. The Eagles are dead in the water. Keep it under 41.5. No problem for the G-men. All right, so Saturday afternoon we got Miami taking on Buffalo. So this should be pretty entertaining. Listen, we've got Buffalo, believe it or not, set as a 3.5-point favorite. Over is 42. Now, the thing about this is Ryan Tannehill went down with the ACL, but they had this guy named Matt Moore come in over the weekend, and he only threw, 4 touchdowns on 12 passes. So he's pretty good. Granted, it was against the Jets, but still. So I'm going to this one, even though it is at Buffalo, and that is very, very hard territory to win games. You know what? I still like the Dolphins' run game, and I think they go in there and they win by 6 points, and they improved to 10-6 on the year. So, or 10-5, not 10-6 quite yet, but 10-5. So that really boosts their playoff chances. Then we got the Jets in New England. Now the Jets did play very competitively against New England, and over the last couple of years, these games have been pretty close. Still, New England is listed as a 16.5-point favorite with an over/under of 44, which I think is way too high. Of course, the Patriots are going to win. It's going to be under 44 points, but I'll give it to them just by 7 points. I think they'll win just by a touchdown. Should be close regardless. Tennessee at Jacksonville. Once again, no surprise what's going to happen in this one. Tennessee really surging as of late. They're a 5-point favorite. The over/under is set at 44. I'm going to say keep it slightly under. Tennessee should win this one easily by, I'm going to say 10 points. I think they win by double digits. Minnesota at Green Bay. Huge playoff implications for this one. Whoever loses out of the running. Minnesota is a 6.5-point dog. Over is 43. I'm going to say keep it slightly above that for the line. And I'm going to go Green Bay to win by 7. You know, it's their home turf, and the Vikings have been playing very poorly down the stretch, and Green Bay's hanging in there. They should win it. San Diego at Cleveland. San Diego is a 6-point favorite. The Browns have not won a game all year round. The over/under is set at 44. I think the Chargers, despite having all these injuries, they really want to get revenge for losing to the Raiders on their home turf last weekend. So I will just play this one very conservatively. I'll give it to the Chargers. I'll give them 6 points. And I'll keep it under 44. So yeah, with that in mind, the Browns, they are 1 game away from tying the 0-16 record set by the 08 Lions. And not to give you guys any less hope, but your final game of the year against the Steelers. How about that? I should do a video next about whether or not Alabama could beat Cleveland. I think that would be entertaining. Let me know if you want me to do that one. All right, so then we got the Redskins at the Bears. The Redskins are a 3-point favorite. Over is 46. I'm going to say keep it under, and I'm going to reverse it. I'm going to go with Chicago winning by 3. I think they're playing very, very well considering everybody's hurt, and they're having to use, Matt Barkley as their quarterback. And they got a really good running core. I mean, don't discount that. So then they should win that one and get the upset. Atlanta at Carolina. Okay, Atlanta's a 2.5-point favorite. The over/under is set at 52.5 because they score a lot of points. Cleveland's been playing, not Cleveland, my goodness, they're not playing well at anything. Let's talk about the Cavaliers. Carolina's actually been playing pretty well the last couple of games, and this is Carolina. I got to do it. I called the upset. I think Atlanta loses. I think Carolina goes in there and they shell shock them and they win by 3 points. Over/under, keep it under 52, but Carolina 3 points with the upset. All right, now here comes the toughest game I had to pick this week, and really the toughest game I had to pick in a long time. Indianapolis at Oakland. Now here's the thing. Oakland right now is a 3.5-point favorite. Over/under is set at 53. Here's where things get interesting. The Raiders are already in the playoffs. We know that for a fact. No matter what happens, they're going to be somewhere in the mix. Indianapolis, they're in a position where if they don't win this game, they're out of the postseason. They have to win this game. It's do or die. So normally, when I look at a game like this, where you have a team that absolutely has to win, and they're against a team that really is already, sealed their destiny, almost always you want to go with the team that has something to fight for. So I want to, even though I'm a Raiders fan, I want to go with Indianapolis, but then you got to remember, hold on, wait a minute. The AFC West is still very tight. It's still neck and neck between the Chiefs. The Raiders lose this game, the Chiefs win their game, the Chiefs all of a sudden win the division. Or they're within one game winning division. And they get that very crucial first round bye. So the Raiders, they're fighting, number one, to maintain the AFC West, and also they're fighting to get that first round bye, because I don't know if you guys know this, if the Raiders win this game, they win the AFC West, and they secure the second seed in the playoffs. So they get a first round bye. They still have a lot to fight for. It's in Oakland. It looks like Derek Carr is going to finally be playing under center. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this one. Like I said, it's the last home game of the year for the Raiders. If they go into Denver, it's going to be pumping. The first time they had a playoff team in the Black Hole in 14 years. I'm going to go with the Raiders to win by 6. Just going with my gut instinct there. Tampa Bay at New Orleans should be pretty entertaining. Tampa Bay, give them credit. They were neck and neck with the Cowboys. They definitely hung in there. New Orleans, a 3-point favorite. Over is 53. I'm going to say go above that. And I'm going to go with Tampa Bay to win by 6. I know it's kind of demoralizing to lose to the Cowboys, but they also hang in there so close. Even if you discount Jameis Winston's 3 interceptions, still. Everybody says the Dallas Cowboys are the best team in the league overall, and they were in there for that entire game. So I think Tampa Bay can definitely win that one. And of course, when that happens, that means all of a sudden we've got a virtual dead heat between the Falcons and Buccaneers with everything on the line in Week 17. So we'll see what happens there. Arizona at Seattle. Seattle has already punched their ticket. They've won the division. So they're kind of fighting to secure that second round bye. Or first round bye, not a second round bye. Nobody gets those. So Seattle's an 8.5-point favorite. Over is 43.5. I think Seattle wins, and it will be under 43.5, but I think they only win by a field goal. The Cardinals, they're just fighting for pride now, and those are dangerous teams. You got to be careful, but I still think Seattle's their defense is better. They have a better run game. They can hold off a really sort of hobbled Cardinals team at this point. A Christmas present to us all. San Francisco at Los Angeles. 2 of the worst teams in the league battling on Christmas Eve. To remind us to all be thankful that we're not fans of either of these teams. LA is a 3.5-point favorite, which is interesting because San Francisco has 1 win the entire year. It's against LA. It was back in Week 1. It was that blowout. So can San Francisco go in there and actually win another game? I think they do. I think San Francisco wins by about 6 points. Over-under is 40. I'm going to say go above that. Should be a lot of points scored, but San Francisco, you get at least 2 wins this year. Be happy about that. Cincinnati at Houston. Cincinnati has nothing to play for. Houston is 1-5. Like I said, every game in the AFC South now, do or die. You've got to win. And they've got a guy named Savage playing now for the Texans, even if they spent all that money on Brock Osweiler, who did lead a comeback. That does say something about the team against Jacksonville of all teams over the last weekend. But I'm going to go Cincinnati to win this one. I think, they showed they can hang in there with Pittsburgh. They shoot themselves in the foot. And Houston is not really the kind of aerial dynamo that Pittsburgh is, if you catch my drift. So I've got Cincinnati winning by 6 points. Over-under is 41. I'm going to say keep it below that. Go with the Bengals for the upset. Baltimore at Pittsburgh, good old AFC North, is it? Yeah, AFC North. Divisional matchup. Pretty much whoever wins this one wins the division, more or less. That's not technically true, but come on. So Baltimore won earlier in the year. It's at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a 5-point favorite. Over-under is 44. Calling the upset, I'm going to go with Baltimore to win by 6. Because I think the Pittsburgh Steelers definitely showed they have some deficiencies. They do have some offensive bad spots. They can run the ball very well. But I just think Baltimore can kind of spread the field and then get the aerial offense going. Their defense can play it tight. and they can win it by 6 points. All right, our December 25th game. While you're cozy around the fireplace with your loved ones and all of your material possessions, Denver at Kansas City. Very, very important game. Kansas City wins this one, they pretty much lock a playoff spot. I mean, they have to just because of their overall record, unless something really wacky happens. And Denver, believe me, they're fighting for their playoffs lives now because they lost to New England. They lose to Kansas City here. They fall to, 8-7. So that's a dire, dire predicament for this team. So it's at Kansas City. It's 4-point favorites for the home team. Over-under is 37.5. There will not be a lot of points scored in this, and I guarantee you. And I'm going to go with the Broncos to win. I think they can cover the spread. I think they win by 4 points. And it just creates anarchy. And by default, that would give the Raiders the AFC West. So everybody wins. All right. And our final game on the schedule, Monday night, we've got Detroit at Dallas. Dallas is actually the 7-point favorite. Over-under is 43. No, wait, Dallas is the favorite. My bad. Sorry, I thought I read that wrong. And it's at Dallas. Never mind. So everything I was about to say, never mind. Yeah, I'm going to go with Dallas wins them by 7. Over-under is 43. Keep it slightly above. Nothing more to say about that one. I mean, that just makes sense to me. So there you go. Those are my Week 16 NFL predictions. After this, we got one more week down, and then time for the playoffs. All right, so get your picks in. Call up your bookie for Christmas, put on your Santa hat, warm up some cocoa. It's about time to mark down Houston. That's what the Super Bowl is, in case you're wondering. Think about that.